It's time for sports.
Good morning and welcome to LTCC Sports. Alongside Vinny Fuschetto, I'm Connor Ford. Our job is to keep you up to date in the world of sports. Your job is just to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now over to Vinny with our top story.
Let's get to it. The NBA playoffs have begun, and boy, did things go 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick.
Off to Golden State we go for Game 2, where the NBA best Warriors look to be golden against the Pelicans to take commanding 2-0 series lead. It was a good one. The Pelicans of New Orleans traveled to Golden State to take on the Steph Curry and the Warriors early first quarter. Anthony Davis is on a fast break. Quincy Pondectors can't handle his pass. Klay Thompson is there for the steal. And on the other end, hits Steph Curry on the other end for an uncontested three ball. Look at Curry staying poised early in the game after a big shot. Davis has Anthony Green fronted and dishes it down low to Tyreke Evans. Kicks it out to Eric Gordon for the three-point. Pelicans up 17-15 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Leonardo Barbosa drives down the lane and gets pocketed by Ryan Anderson, who gets it up to Norris Cole, who takes it the other way and can't finish in traffic, but Davis is there for the putback. Davis again is going to work the ball at the top of the key. He's going to blow right past Bogut for the easy left-handed finish, giving the New Orleans a nine-point lead late in the first. The Warriors aren't going to give up, though. Andre Iguodala finds Barbosa, who is able to get his own rebound and put it back for the big and one. Davis again for the inbound for the easy floater over the top of the Warriors' defense. Thompson is going to come up for the Warriors, again hitting a big three late in the first. So Anthony Davis with the finish. Thompson going to come in three, hitting a big three late in the first and putting them up by 3 with just under 3 minutes left in the half. And again, he's going to hit another three to tie the game at 47 apiece. So the Warriors are on an 11-2 run. Here he goes. Hits a three to tie it up 47-47 with just a half.
On to the second half now. Game tied at 47 at 52. Ooh. Curry hits a three to put the Warriors up 3 with 10 seconds to go in the half. On to the second half now. Curry working to get open is able to get the rock for an easy finish below the basket. There's no teleprompter. Davis again takes it down low with the easy lob finish.
Nice finish by Davis.
Nice, yeah. Kills it down low. Now on to the start of the fourth quarter. Kick out to Draymond Green for 3 from the top of the key. Swoosh. That puts the Warriors up 4 with just 10 minutes to go in the game. Drives down the lane. Stolen by Draymond Green again. He's going to lob it to Andre Iguodala. He knows what to do with that. Slams down for 2. Now with just 6 minutes remaining in the fourth, Eric Gordon hits a step-back 3 and swoosh. Warriors up 1. Now Steph Curry with the rock, weaving through traffic, throws it down low to Bogut, who kicks it out to Andre Iguodala, to Curry, to Klay Thompson for 3 in the corner, and he's going to give him all 3 of those. Now Warriors up by 4. Draymond Green now to Andre Iguodala, to Thompson again, drives down the lane and finishes with a tough finish in traffic. Give him the foul, too.
And 1.
Warriors up now 8 with 1:30 to go. Now for the dagger, Steph Curry is going to dribble through traffic, which he does so well with the ball in his hand. Puts it up, and Bogut is there for the emphatic slam. Warriors take the game by 10 points and now lead the series 2-0 as they head to New Orleans for Game 3.
To Chicago we go. We see Derrick Rose before the game, getting his team ready for battle. And battle these teams would. Rose would start the game off cold, however. Early in the first, Rose puts up a contested fadeaway and clinks off the rim, and the tip-in by Joakim Noah wouldn't go either. Either Rose drives the net and turns the ball over, pickpocketed. But Bucks bring the ball up the court, but Drew Henson slams into Eric Brooks and creates tension between Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler, and O.J. Mayo in the middle of the court. Both teams have to be separated as the refs have to separate the teams. This was a tough-nosed game between both defensive teams. Dunleavy kicks it out to Rose. Rose with the 3, starting to heat up from behind the arc. This is where Derrick Rose really started to get hot in this one. Jimmy Butler down the lane to Rose, slashing as he always does, finishes with the finger roll. Bulls up by Here goes Rose, pulls up for three. Swoosh. This is where he started to heat up big time in this game. You could see D Rose really has his swagger back. To Jimmy Butler with the slash, with the emphatic finish over the Bucks. And one. You could see Joakim Noah and Jimmy Butler really getting pumped up. Jimmy Butler again pulls up. Swoosh for three over Antetokounmpo. Bulls up by 9. Bucks trying to stick in it, but just the Bulls were too much for them. This was most definitely a chippy game, as you can see here. As he pushes them, they're getting all heated up. As Jimmy Butler said, they both play for death.
This is the type of game the Bulls really want to get themselves into. The chippiness favors their style of play for sure.
Zazie Pachulia was ejected, actually, to be honest. Here comes D Rose. Ooh, pulls up another one, a dagger to put the Bucks away in Chicago. With both teams in action tonight, they get one step closer to the finals. I see the Warriors winning the West, and I also see them as the best team in the NBA. I have the Warriors winning tonight. What are your thoughts, Connor?
I mean, I think the Warriors are definitely one of the best teams in the West. I do see them coming out of the West. I mean, it's pretty much a crapshoot at this point. You could see a number of teams winning it all. But I feel like coming out of the East and a little bit of a sleeper pick that I'm going out with is the Chicago Bulls. We saw them play right there. They're getting scrappy. D Rose looks like he's coming back to his old form. In Game 1 of the series, he had 23 points and 7 assists to really show that he's got that bounce back in his step.
You see it, absolutely.
Butler, Gasol, and Noah all got good playoff experience, and they're tough. I mean, the Cavs are going to be a tough out in the East. I mean, they play them next round if they both advance. And the way LeBron's playing, he's a man on a mission. So
of course.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch.
I like the Warriors from the West and the Cavs from the East to see them in the things. But
Cavs are definitely a popular pick.
When we return, we will talk a little puck with the NFL playoffs in full swing.
The Blackhawks and Predators have had a memorable series, to say the least. With Corey Crawford being benched in favor of Scott Darling, Game 4 was a huge game in the series. To Chicago we go. As Darling has been the answer in the net for the Blackhawks early in the playoffs, we pick up the action late in the second, where a centering pass from Matt Cullen to the real deal James Neal beats Darling and finds the back of the net. The Predators up 2-1. Then in the third, Marian Hossa cuts to the middle of the ice and leaves a beautiful drop pass for Brandon Saad. Number 20 knows what to do from there as he rips one blocker side and celebrates with his teammates. After to overtime we go, where Andrew Desharnais drives the net, hoping to win the game, but Pecorine says not today and shuts the door. 1 OT, 2 OT, nah, we're just going to play 3. To the third we go, where Patrick Kane sets up Brent Seabrook from the point, and the heavy shot beats Rene and puts the Blackhawks one win away from a series victory. The Blackhawks lead series 3-1.
In a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference semifinals, the Penguins and the Rangers face off in this year's first round. The memory of blowing a 3-1 lead over these Rangers must still resonate in the Penguins' hearts of fans and players. To the Igloo we go, when early in the first, a shot by Ben Lovejoy gets rejected by Patrick Hornquist. Gets deflected. Pass onward. Penguins up 1-0 early in the first. In the second, after a great forecheck and a couple stabs at the puck, Derek Brassard puts in the equalizing goal to make it 1-1. The score would remain at 1 thanks to a great game-saving play by Dan Girardi, sweeping the rolling puck away from the vacated net after Lundqvist tries to poke the puck away. Tell the family you're going to be late because this game is going to overtime. In overtime, the Rangers were relentless on the forecheck hack at the loose puck in the front of Marc-Andre Fleury until a loose puck rolls to rookie Kev Hayes, who makes sure to send the Rangers home happy and also with a commanding 3-game lead over the 8-seeded Pittsburgh Penguins. After the game, the Rangers gave out their signature Broadway hat to celebrate the victory over the Penguins. I don't know about you, Connor, but these Rangers are looking...
Oh, you're good.
I don't know about you, Connor, but these Rangers are... But the Rangers are definitely very impressive. They came out strong, and the Pittsburgh is not a bad team, you know.
Yeah, no, they got Crosby and Malkin, obviously the two noble names.
They look very impressive. The way that they're playing has plenty of fans remembering them. Remembering that faithful '94 Cup run the Rangers had. Is there any team that you see keeping the blue shirts from raising Lord Stanley Cup when it's all said and done?
I do like the Rangers coming out of the East. I mean, they've been the best team all year in the NHL and in the East. But coming out of the West, I got the Blackhawks. You know, I'm a Blackhawks believer. I think the Patrick Kane injury has actually helped them because, you know, coming back from a collarbone fracture, which I've actually suffered myself, your legs are fine. You know, so
Right.
he's had 7 weeks off to rest his legs, and I think the fresh legs deep in the playoffs for Patrick Kane, one of the best players in the league, is going to be very helpful. I don't love the fact that they've already switched to their backup goalie. It's not a great sign,
Right.
but I do like the Blackhawks coming out of the West and eventually raising Lord Stanley Cup.
Right. I like right now the Red Wings are playing tough against Tampa Bay. The Red Wings are old, but they're playing strong. Tampa Bay's
Experienced
young, but
for sure, yeah.
They're up 2-1. Tampa Bay's definitely the biggest team I think that needs a win tonight.
Yeah.
There's 4 games tonight, but okay. Where's the teams?
We don't have a team.
When we come back, we'll be taking an inside look at the Marist women's lacrosse team.
Welcome back. The women Marist lacrosse team is 3-5 in conference play, which is good enough for the 5th seed for the tournament, which will be held in Buffalo at Canisius College. Marist has the 3rd best offense in the conference with 10.5 points a game, and they are led by junior Allison Gianta with 41 goals and 24 assists, which is good enough for 1st in points in the conference. They will play the 4th seed on April 25th and hope to move on in the semifinals on May 1st. Our very own Natalie Gomez has more on the team.
The Marist women's lacrosse team is currently 3-4 in the MAC, and will be playing in the MAC championships this Saturday, April 25th.
The Red Foxes have clinched the number 5 seed going into the MAC championship games and will be playing against the number 4 team, Siena St.
I think just confidence is really the biggest thing because going into MAC, we didn't get the seed we wanted, but knowing that we can we're going to play Siena again on Saturday, we just revenge.
Last week, April 13th, Allison Gianta was named MAC Offensive Player of the Week and as well ECAC Offensive Player of the Week. She notched her 100th career point in a victory at Vermont on February 28th, tied her career high with 6 assists at Iona on March 25th.
As a junior, Al has done a great job of taking on a leadership role. She's done a great job on our attacking end, directing our attackers, and also talking kind of to our teammates off the field as well about our culture and what we need for this season.
Now that I'm an upperclassman, I really like to, on the attacking field, I like to set a good example for the underclassmen, take leadership on the field, run plays, like just be a great leader.
Allison Gianta hasn't even started her senior year and already holds records here at Marist. Currently ranks 8th in program history for single-season goals, 7th for single-season assist, and 5th for single-season points.
MAC ring would mean everything. I mean, we're out here every single day working towards the MAC championship. All we want is a ring. We haven't won in 5 years, and that's what we're going to work for, and we're not going to stop until we win it.
For LTCC Sports, I'm Natalie Gomez-Martinez.
Thanks, Natalie. There's been a lot going on this year for Marist Lacrosse. The men are 5-0 in the conference regular season champions and have sealed home field advantage for the MAC tournament. What do you see clicking for them as we are getting down to the playoff time?
Definitely a very offensive team. They're definitely clicking on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they have Allison Gianta, which they're doing great, and the men. But now that we're on the men, they're really clicking on both sides of the ball effectively. Offensively, they have 400-point players. Drew Naismith, Colin Joka, Mike Bagley, and Joe Radin, and sophomore J.D. Recker is only 3 points away from reaching 100. So they have the number 1 offense in the league, scoring just under 12 goals a game. J.D. Recker is 6th in the country in assists per game, and a lot of their offense is run through him. They're also clicking on defense, led by senior goalie Dave Scarcello, only allowing 8.1 goals a game, which is 2nd in the MAC and 10th in the country, which is very impressive. The results of this weekend's game will determine the remaining spots for the tournament next weekend.
When we come back, I'll have a report on the Marist men's tennis team and their quest for a 3rd straight MAC title. On Monday, the Marist men's tennis team defeated conference rival Quinnipiac 7-0 in its final match of the regular season. With the win, the Red Foxes clinched the 2nd overall seed in the MAC, and will face off against the 3rd-seeded Bobcats in a rematch in the semifinals of the MAC tournament on Saturday, April 25th at Mercer County Park in West Windsor, New Jersey. Marist is seeking the 3rd consecutive MAC title and 12th overall. Junior team member Joe Mata spoke about his team's expectations for the tournament.
Our expectations are to win the tournament this year. Ever since we got back in August, we've all been working really hard with the goal to win the MAC tournament again.
After Monday's match, I spoke with head coach Tim Smith about the recipe for his team's success.
I spend a lot of time trying to get the right players for our team. And I think we've got the right players.
If Marist can move past Quinnipiac, the Red Foxes will face the winner of the number 1 seeded Monmouth Hawks versus the number 4 seeded Niagara Purple Eagles in the MAC Finals. Monmouth, who is 7-0, gave Marist its only loss of the season last Wednesday afternoon. Marist Jr., Frederick Bjorky, talked about the possibility of returning to the NCAAs for yet another year.
The main goal is to win the MAC, and if we win, it's just a bonus. If we can go to like a top 16 in school, it's always like a great motivation.
Looking ahead, the Red Foxes are only 2 match wins away from earning a bid in the NCAA tournament.
Reporting from the Cross Court Tennis Club in Wappingers Falls, I'm Peter Kersich, LTCC.
Joining us live is Peter Kersich. Pete, you had the chance to be around this Red Fox team, and I think everyone is curious, what could keep another championship going to Marist?
Yeah, I was at practice the other day, guys, and I spoke with head coach Tim Smith, who told me that there's a lot of lack of experience on this team.
Right.
They have 4 freshmen and a sophomore, and they only have 10 guys on the team. So half the team is comprised of underclassmen, only 2 seniors graduating. So if one thing was going to slip up, it's going to be that they have a lack of experience.
A lot of youth.
And, yeah, a lot of youth and not too much veteran leadership. So that's something to look out for if they're not going to win the MAC championship this year.
Okay.
Thank you, Pete.
Good. Thank you, Pete. I appreciate that.
You
Our very own Dan Girolamo has inside scoop on Marist intramurals.
Intramural basketball is one of the most popular activities at Marist. The league consists of 30 teams that are split up evenly between 2 conferences, one conference on Monday night and the other on Wednesday night. For most players, it gives them a chance to play organized basketball for the first time since high school.
Yeah, I've always been playing pickup sports, competitive, non-competitive, so I wanted to continue that when I got to college. Made a bunch of friends when I first got here, and we all wanted to play, so that's why I'm here.
The games consist of 2 15-minute halves with running time until the last 2 minutes. Scores are recorded and league standings are updated daily. Colin Hanrahan cites the competition as well as the exercise as a reason for playing.
I would definitely say it's probably the most competitive intramural, which I really enjoy, but at the same time it's a lot of fun because everyone knows that it's competitive, but it's also just for having fun. So you get out there, you get to break a good sweat. Unlike softball, you're sort of just standing around, or dodgeball, which sort of just fell apart.
The basketball league is run by the Marist community. Referees, scorekeepers, and the commissioners are all students that work every Monday and Wednesday night to ensure the success of the league. Co-Commissioner Troy Cavanna discussed the responsibilities of running the league.
It's a lot. You got to deal with the constant emails talking about scheduling, making the schedules, making sure it's fair, making sure everything's out for the games and stuff, making sure the right amount of basketballs, the right amount of scoreboards. It's a lot of work, especially coming around playoff time when you got to do playoff seeding. It's great. It's all worth it.
The success of the league has even inspired students to continue playing basketball after graduation.
If I wasn't playing at Marist, I was still going to play anyway, but this has only enhanced me wanting to continue to play. I just want to stay active, even after college, going into the workforce. You know, people don't get a lot of time to play, but I definitely want to make a point of it to continue to play as much as possible.
Now the top 12 teams will qualify for the playoffs, which begin this Monday night and will end sometime in the middle of May when a champion is crowned. Reporting from the McCann Center, Dan Girolamo, LTCC Sports.
Welcome back. The NFL is typically gearing up for draft. However, the real headlines are from 4 players. There sure has been a lot of action in the NFL lately. Tebow flew to Philadelphia Sunday night. He said, quote, "Our relentless pursuit of continuing my lifelong goal dream of being quarterback for the NFL. After the Patriots released him in August 2013, he recently signed a deal with the Eagles, and this is his last chance to prove himself. He's being added to a deep roster at quarterback with Sam Bradford, Mark Sanchez, and Matt Barkley, 2 of which were also former first-round draft picks."
He's not the only quarterback that has been in the news as of late, as everyone's favorite party boy, Johnny Manziel, is back in Cleveland, and after spending much of the offseason in drug and alcohol rehab, teammates are already seeing a positive change in Manziel. On Wednesday, cornerback Joe Hayden said, "Yesterday was the first day, and he stayed about 3 hours after we had to leave. When the time was done, actions speak louder than words. He has to show people, but he's trying his best." It will be interesting to see how the rest of his teammates will respond and if Manziel's actions will better him as a football player as well as well. In his 2 games started last season, he was just 13 for 36 with 112 yards and no touchdowns. The Browns are hoping the 22nd overall pick from last year's draft won't be a bust and will improve himself as an NFL quarterback this offseason.
The NFL, unfortunately, is getting used to seeing domestic violence issues, and in the same week, Cowboys defensive end Greg Hardy was given a 10-game suspension, and Viking running back Adrian Peterson is reinstated in the league. Hardy is merely 1 month removed from signing a 1-year, $11.3 million contract with the Dallas Cowboys.
Is there enough being done to try to discourage these kind of actions? And is Roger Goodell doing his job, or is he simply ruining his reputation as commissioner? With how he has handled such serious incidents?
I think he's doing a good job. I mean, there's not much you could do. You got to put yourself in his shoes. It's not going to be easy, but he's definitely did the best job to keep it stuck on the NFL.
The Hardy just got 10 games, so I mean, what else can he do? He can't suspend a guy forever. On the lighter side, we're going to bring you our not top plays, starting with number 3. Somebody tell Esmil Rogers that he probably should be paying attention out there in the bullpen. And you know what? Give the Cup a break. If the players are having problems with how slow baseball is, then Commissioner Rob Manfred really has his work cut out for him.
Our number 2 play comes from the NBA, where veteran referee Joey Crawford decides that he should probably hit that Sierra with a 2-step during gameplay. But he misses steps and ends up falling down.
That's an old man going down.
Hey, we've all been there, and we've all been there, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Crawford also has that nice head-first slide into your DMs action that all the kids love today. I mean, at least he got right back up and played it off like he meant to do. That right?
Our not top play.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
You know,
now.
Crawford has been known for his crazy antics over the years, and I mean, I think it's almost like he's become part of the show. You know, you tune into a Crawford game to almost watch what he's going to do out there.
Of course.
Our not top play number 1 comes from Boston University goaltender Matt O'Connor. Not very often will you see a goalie score in a game, right? Let alone a championship game. Well, the only problem here is that the goalie's own goal is... Thanks for tuning into LCC Sports. We'll be back next week for a brand new edition.